From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'll tell you how police in Butte are dealing with a serious shortage in manpower. Coming up.
I'm Joe St. George at Washington Airport. The dreaded canceled flight is showing up more and more in airports across the United States. So what happened to all that money taxpayers gave the airlines? We break it down, and what's the government doing about the cancellations? Next.
After several days of storms and flooding, it was another active afternoon on the weather front here in Montana. This video of a funnel cloud near Geyser in Judith Basin County sent in by a viewer just shows how unstable it has been. I mean, gosh, I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and
yesterday was pretty active. We talked about the possibility of some strong storms. Now, up on those northern plains near Geyser and those areas, that's where most of the activity was. Of course, that funnel cloud, a tornado report, and also tennis ball size hail yesterday. So
that would not feel good getting hit by that if you were outside.
No, and this is the type of day for southwest Montana. You need to keep an eye on the sky and have a plan if you plan on heading outside. Temperatures are fairly warm even to start things out, near 60 degrees for most of the morning. Don't have any major showers in play right now. There looks like a little bit of lightning in extreme southwestern Montana at this hour in the morning. But again, the afternoon really holds the best potential of some more intense storms. Hail, definite possibility. Gusty winds, those are our two main concerns. There is an outside chance of some other severe weather, but it's hard to get that rolling with temperatures right around that low to mid 80 degree mark for the day planner today. Beautiful morning, though. The afternoon brings a few thunder showers. We're going to break it all down for you in just a few minutes.
We will see you in a bit. 6:32 now. Some top U.S. officials will be in Yellowstone National Park tomorrow to tour the damage caused by last month's flooding. Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland and Assistant Secretary for Fish and Wildlife and Parks Shannon Estenos will travel to Yellowstone this week. They're expected to highlight the National Park Service's work to reopen the park's access points. Yellowstone's Southern Loop reopened on June 22nd, but the Northern Loop only reopened last weekend. We'll be in the park tomorrow morning and we'll bring you the latest on Yellowstone rebuilding efforts and the Secretary's visit. It can be tough to keep law and order when you don't have enough people to do the job. MTN's John Amy reports from the mining city that a staffing shortage is forcing some big changes at the Butte-Silverbow Police Department.
The Butte Police Department is dealing with a serious shortage of experienced officers, and this has forced the department to drastically change the way they schedule officers to patrol these streets.
Right now we are having a manpower crisis, so we are to 12-hour shifts to increase manpower.
Butte Police only have 46 officers in a department that wants 52 to operate 3 8-hour shifts. The police union agreed to the new schedule of 2 12-hour shifts per day. Officers get more days off, but work longer days.
The downside is if you're having a long shift, a tough shift that's normally 8 hours long, and now you got 4 more hours at the end of that shift.
And while there may be a shortage of police officers in Butte, many residents in these Butte neighborhoods will tell you there's no shortage in crime.
Even my neighbor behind you, in the middle of the night, they crept into their house and stole their purses out of the front room. Luckily, they didn't injure the 2 older women.
When you can't even go to work without your personal possessions being stolen in broad daylight, when you're losing sleep at night because you're worried about people going through your car, your garage, your yard, your home, that's a problem.
Butte police have new recruits going through training, but it takes time. New hires have to attend the Police Academy, which is a 12-week program, and then the Field Training Officers Program for another 12 weeks. It can take up to 8 months for a new officer to be ready to go on patrol.
It'll be a young department over the next year. We'll really transition seniority-wise, but I'm looking forward to it, and I think we'll have some great young officers out there that are working hard.
Butte's Police Department is not the only agency facing the same situation. There are also entry-level positions open in a 911 dispatch office, and the Butte Detention Center is also in need of staff as well. However, in Gallatin County, Bozeman Police Chief Jim Beltkamp says Bozeman police are not seeing staffing shortages, but rather are dealing with growing pains.
We do have the benefit of being a place that everybody wants to come to. So the advantage of that is that we do have a very good pool of applicants when we have openings. And just trying to increase the number of civilian staff we have, we're changing the way that some of those roles operate, where they're going to proactively help take callbacks that would normally go to a patrol officer.
Chief Veldkamp says the department aims to overhire officers in the department to stay ahead of those who may be leaving. Notably, Veldkamp points out that the cost of living has reduced the number of officers living in the city, and over time has forced more officers to commute to Bozeman. The increasing population also means more calls coming into the department, which is stretching officers thin. The chief says he is prioritizing what calls officers respond to, and that some calls, which are less of an emergency, may have a longer wait. Veldkamp says he does see the department growing in the future as the city continues to grow and more calls come in. Well, you've heard a lot lately about travel delays and cancellations at the airport. That got us wondering, where did all the taxpayer money go that was meant to prevent travel chaos during the pandemic? Our Joe St. George takes a look at the current issue, why it may get worse this summer, and what the federal government is doing right now so that your next flight actually takes off.
The biggest issues with flying right now in the United States has nothing to do with the physical landing of the aircraft. The biggest issue involves showing up at the airport with your luggage and trying to avoid the dreaded canceled flight. Unfortunately, that's happening more and more at airports all across the U.S.
Let's start with this past weekend. To be fair, it wasn't as bad as some predicted. 1.8% of all flights in the U.S. were canceled over the July 4th holiday, but 21% of flights were delayed. That's 1 in every 5 flights. So far, 2022 has seen more flight cancellations than all of last year. According to the travel blog The Points Guy, American and Delta lead the way in cancellations within the last month or so.
All of these travel delays and cancellations got us wondering, what happened to all that money taxpayers gave the airlines during the height of the pandemic?
In total, taxpayers gave around $54 billion to airlines during the pandemic so they could prevent massive layoffs when no one was traveling. You remember those days, don't you? I do. That's one of my favorite selfies. But back to the money. According to industry experts, that money is mostly gone, and the problem goes well beyond cash. United CEO Scott Kirby said in an April earnings call, there simply aren't enough pilots, at least not for the next 5+ years. One reason many airlines offered buyouts to their staff, as well as early retirement incentives during the pandemic that many took advantage of. Filling those jobs has not been easy. All of this suggests frequent delays will be part of the travel experience for the foreseeable future, especially since some airlines are beginning to blame air traffic control staffing issues for more delays. But the federal government is trying to address this. The Department of Transportation is reminding passengers they have the right to refunds, not just points when a flight is canceled. The FAA is also working to better handle crowded airspace in states like Florida and New York to keep flights on time. Not to mention, some planes are flying lower to stay on schedule during weather events, even if that means using more fuel. For many lawmakers, though, it's not enough. Senator Bernie Sanders tweeting out recently, it's time for Secretary Pete to fine airlines $55,000 per passenger for every flight cancellation they know can't be fully staffed. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.